Hi, I'm Davo, and today I'll be showing you how to install SSF2 on Linux in a few different ways. Firstly, here's my player guide, and has a lot of additional information as well, like how to set up controllers, optimal settings, how to play online, how to reduce lag, how to record replays, finding autosave replays, and other resources. But today we will be looking at the Linux section. I've made a comparison of the native and Wine versions. Personally, I prefer the Wine version. Here are the full instructions for the native, full instructions for Wine, and the full instructions for Chromebook. And this video will apply for Chromebook because the instructions are very similar. Once you enable Linux beta, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing that the Linux users do. Then here's some troubleshooting scenarios which may be useful to you. Okay, and today I'll be going through all the install instructions on Ubuntu, but the instructions should be basically identical for other distros, and as I said before, very similar to Chromebook. So we'll start with the native Linux version, and these text files here that I have are like the concise version of the steps. If you want more details, have a look at the guide, and I will be posting this in the description so you don't have to type out commands. Okay, so first of all, we want to open a terminal in the right place. Let's just close that, open up my file manager, go to Documents, and I've already made some folders here, and just do open terminal. Do pwd, which means present working directory, and I can see that I'm in the right place. Now we just want to make sure wget is installed, which is what we need to download stuff. Okay, good, it's already installed. And next we want to get the link to the Linux version. So we go to the official downloads page, we find the mirror version, we find the Linux version, we do right click, copy link address. We come back to our terminal, and then you do wget, and paste, and do right click paste, press enter, and that will start downloading. Sometimes when I was downloading like this, it would get stuck at 5 megabytes. Just close the terminal like this, and then do it again. You might have to do it a few times. If that doesn't work, try sudo wget, and that might fix it. And if worst comes to worst, just use the browser. Just download it through the browser. You have to move it from your downloads into where you want it. But the reason why I use wget is because it downloads the file straight into the folder. So that's useful. So we'll just cancel that because I've already downloaded the file before I started recording. Here it is. So let me I'll just delete that partial download, and then I'll get. So this is how it looks like when it's fully finished downloading. We'll move this bar along, we'll say 100%. So I'm just going to move this out so I can do stuff with it. Okay, cool. Now we want to make sure we've got our instructor installed, because this is actually a tar archive. So we just do open a terminal again if we need to. We can do pwd, can do ls, which means so we can see what files we have. Then just do that, make sure our extractor is installed. Yep, it's definitely installed. Then we extract it, and this will use a wildcard, so this will work for any version. See, the star means any character, and that will match the version. Then we just paste that in, and there we go. Press ls again, and we can see that it extracted into a new folder. You can use the archive manager as well, but I just trust the command line more, because it's very important that the folder structure is maintained, otherwise the game won't run. So yeah, I just like to use the command line. Then we just want to enter the folder that we just made, or the instructor made. There we go. So now we're in a new folder. We're inside we can just do clear to clear the terminal, and we can see we're inside the SSF2 folder. Now I'm going to try and run the game, but you'll see what happens. Okay, so you just do /SSF2, and boom, it gets stuck at 5%. There you go. So that was a big problem with the... Okay, now we're kind of... the terminal's stuck. Okay, let me just close that. Okay. Let me just come back here. Yeah, so it gets stuck at 5%. So this is a big problem with the Linux version, and it was very hard to get. It was very, very difficult to get that 5% thing to go away. Basically, it can't load. It doesn't have access to the files it needs to load up into memory and load SSF2. So I made a script a while back that fixed that problem. You can have a look here. I'll put this link in the description. You can have a look here about the details of what this script does, and how all that works. But what we'll do now, and this got integrated into the game, by the way, the devs integrated it, which was nice. And okay, and now we'll enable the script, we'll let it be run, and then we'll run it, and then we'll run the game, and we'll see the difference. Okay, so just paste that in. Okay, so now it's enabled the script and it's run it, and the directory has been added as a trusted location. And now we do the same thing we did before, /SF2. We have to do this every time we want to start the game from this area. Okay, slight visual glitch, but we got past it, and now the game is loading. Yeah, no more auto updater. Oh, no sound either. No sound either. It's a little bit glitchy. Yeah, so it works. It's a little bit glitchy on the victory screen. I'll show you quickly. Let me just change this. There we go. And we'll see that the victory screen, so the game is... Oh, whoops, I haven't got my control set. Okay, it will still show. Do you see it's kind of glitching out on the side there? And if we do this, we can kind of see it's kind of... And look, it doesn't show the character either. And it kind of goes beyond. So that's all. And yeah, controllers won't work with the native version, so that's why the Wine version is better in a few ways. The Wine version can go full screen. This version cannot go full screen. Don't worry about these errors, that don't mean anything. So sorry if I try and go full screen. You can go here, you do view. Let me just do view. Let me actually get in the view full screen, but you'll see that you cannot actually use the keyboard. So yeah, the full screen doesn't work. Okay. And there's one more thing I want to show you. Is, it's kind of tedious to always, find the folder and then do open terminal and then do .sf2 and run the game. So a way to fix this is you go to your install location where SF2 is, you do pwd, you find where it's installed, you copy that. We'll just put that there for the moment. We open our Bashrc and the Bashrc is a special file that gets loaded every time the terminal is loaded up. We're just going to go to the bottom, and this is my custom one, so it's got other stuff in there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this function here. Put that there. And what it'll do, it'll just change directory into the install location, and then it'll run the game. Just remove all that. All we need is the function. And there we go, that's done. Close that, and then you have to restart your terminal, so close the terminal. So if we try now, so for example, if we're not in this directory, this is what happens. You can go here, it doesn't work. So this is why we make the Bashrc. We can just start a default terminal. This is just in the home directory, and we do SSF2, and there we go. The game starts, and we can start the game from any terminal, any location, so that's useful. And this actually applies for the portable Wine version as well. So yeah, and the online does work. And we can see it's even loading the news. Okay, okay, that's all. Let's move on to the Wine portable version. Let me just mark this so it's easy for me to make the timestamp. Wine portable, because there's two different types of Wine version. There's the portable version and the installer version. The portable version is a bit like the native version, but better, and then the installer version is like better than the portable one. I use the Wine installer personally. Don't need that now. Don't need that anymore either. Okay, let's do this. So the 4 steps at the start are always the same. We just find where we want to install SSF2. So this time it's Wine portable, and then we do open terminal, and then we make sure wget is installed, because I'm assuming that maybe you haven't seen the native part. Yep, it's good. And then we go to the official download site, and we're looking for the Windows 32-bit portable version, the Mirror 32-bit portable version. So Mirror 32-bit portable, right click, copy link address. Okay, then we go back to our terminal, check we're in the right place. Yep, we're definitely in the right place. I'll just clear, and then we do wget and put in the URL, and now that starts downloading, and that can happen in the background. And just like before, I've already downloaded it to make the video faster, otherwise you have to wait about 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll just cancel that. Makes a little log file. Okay, we'll just delete that, and I'll get this. Got the file that I got from before, and put that there. Okay. Now, we have to basically install Wine. These 3 steps are installing Wine. So we just enable 32-bit packages. Just open any terminal, doesn't matter where it is, because we're just installing packages. Do update, which just updates the package list. Could take a while depending on how many things you've got. Okay, all good. Now we install Wine. Wow, okay, that's 1 gigabyte of stuff. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. RIP. I did not expecting 1 gigabyte to install, but that's how it goes. This is a relatively new Linux installation, that's probably why. Okay, we'll just wait a little bit. While this is going, maybe I'll talk about how the Wine version is better. And by the way, you only have to do this once. You only have to install Wine once. Once it's installed, you don't have to do it again. Okay, let's have a look at the comparison. Yeah, so I kind of touched on this before. The Wine version can handle controller as well, native can't. With the Wine version you can go full screen, native you can't. With the installer, it's going to be added to your list of applications, so you can just come here, search for Super Smash Flash, and then you can just run it. It's very easy. But with the portable and the native, as you saw before, we have to go to where it's installed and do the ./sf2, which takes a bit longer. And the performance even feels better with the Wine version as well. And there were some cases of like online problems with the native version, but like if you just restart it fixes it, if you just close and open the game. The native and the portable version are very fast from installing, you just have to extract them. But with the Wine installer it takes longer because you actually have to run the installer. Visual appearance, yeah, I showed you the visual glitches, and it looks a bit worse, and then the Wine one looks a little bit better. And interestingly, the native one doesn't have replay autosave, but Wine does. So, yeah. Yeah, and all this I'm going over that. Okay. Okay, looks like that's ready. Alright, that was fast. Let's just do a check. If we do this, we can just check if it's really installed. Yep, it's definitely installed. Okay. Now we can continue. Okay, now let's check that our unzipper is installed, because if we check, let me just clear all that. Let's actually have a look at all this. Yeah, that's all normal. Just clear that, do ls. Okay, we're not in the right place. So if I were to unzip it here, it wouldn't work. Okay, so let's go to where we're supposed to be. So Documents, Linux, and the Wine portable. Open the terminal. PW, now we're in the right place. And let's do ls, double check. Yep, there we are. And we can see this is zip. So we cannot do much with the archive until we've extracted it. So let's extract it now. First let's check our unzipper actually. Okay, the unzipper is good, and then we want to unzip it. Just Control C and then right click paste, and this will match to any version. There we go, it's inflating, the opposite of compressing. Okay, that looks good. Then we do ls, very good, it created the folder that we wanted, and then we just simply enter that folder. There we go, now we're in that folder, just do clear, ls. Okay, there we have all the files. But this is the exe, you see, and exe can only run on Windows. But through the magic of Wine, we can run exe on Linux. And this is very easy, just put that in. This is just configuring, this only happens the first time. Alright, there we go, it's loading. Wonderful. And look, and when I press Control F, it goes fully full screen, so that's already a benefit there. And yep, it's running well. And I'll just put it on minimum settings. Actually still looks pretty decent. And there we go, it's working. Okay, and we can just close that, and don't worry about all this, doesn't mean much. Okay, and just like the other one, just like the native version, we can make a Bashrc so it's easy to start. So here's our game. So if you're here and you try and do wine sf2.exe, it won't work because you're not in the right place. There's no executable there, but if you go back, come here, come to the right place, then you do wine.exe, then it works. But the question is, you know, you don't have to find your install directory. You want to just come here and then just run it. That would be optimal. So here's how we do that. So we go just like before. We open up our Bashrc, and this is our native one. So let's just leave that. Let's make a new one called wine, and then let's come back to where it was installed. Wine portable. Come here. It has to be where sf2.exe is. Do pwd present working directory. And we've got our path there. This is our install location. And then we just put that there. It's getting a bit long, but that is correct. And this is also needs to be changed as well. You need to change that to wine sf2.exe. There we go. And then we close this. Make sure you restart your terminal because it has to reload that bashrc file. And then let's open a default terminal, which is just in the home directory. And then we just want to do sf2_wine, same name as our function, and wonderful. There we go, it's working. And now we can run our wine sf2 very easily, very quickly, from anywhere, from any terminal. Okay, that was easy. Alright, now the last one. Okay, so exact same things before. We want to download the right version. Okay, so we go to where we want to install it. This is the wine installer version. Okay, let me just mark this. Wine installer. Okay. Okay. We comment where we want to install the game. We do open a terminal. We check that we have the downloader, just in case this is where you're starting from. Yep, it's good. Then we go to the official download page, and we want the mirror window to 30-bit installer this time. Okay, so mirror Windows 32-bit installer, right click, copy link address, and we come back here, do wget, and then it will start downloading. And I'm just going to stop that because I've already downloaded it. I've already downloaded it here before. I'm just going to delete the partial download. Just copy that, put that there. And now we want to install wine. I already did this for the wine portable version, but I'm just going to do it again in case this is where you're starting from in the video. So we just put that in. That's normal, there's no output. Update our packages to include 32-bit packages. That will take a little while. And then we just install wine, but I've already installed it. So for you it might be a bit longer if you haven't installed it, but for me I've already installed it. And then we want to install the game. So let's just clear yes from the right place. So we've already got the installer, so now we just give the installer to wine, and wine will run that for us. Yep, so now this is just like Windows. We've got a nice little installer here. Accept the agreement. Install. Let's do create a desktop shortcut. and then now let's install that. Now this takes a little while, so this is a slight cost to the Wine installer version, but you only have to do it once, so it's not that big of a deal. And this is the version that I use. This is what I like because it's just so easy to open, and you can put a nice icon on your taskbar. It looks like this one, but it'll be slightly different, you'll see. And I'll show you that, and that'll be it. Alrighty. Okay, just installing the DAT files. Okay, almost there. Okay, so I'm not going to launch it, I'm just going to press finish, and I'll show you how easy it is to run it. So you just press your Windows key. You can press your Windows key and then search, or you can just do, I guess you just go to applications here, and then you just type in super, and there it is. Just click on that, and then the game starts. It's like having Windows, basically. And yep, there we go. And the sound works perfectly as well. Now, I'll show you how to add it to the taskbar as well. So just search for it like you did before, then right click on it, and then do add to favorites. And now it's been added to my taskbar. So you want to play the game quickly, just click on there, and you can just easily just click on there and just start the game. Very easy, you don't need no Bashrc stuff. It creates this desktop link, but it doesn't work most of the time. I just delete it. So I just use the taskbar. Okay, that was everything. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I wanted to make this because there's a lot of people having trouble with this, and not everybody likes reading through a long guide. But yeah, I'll put lots of information in the description, and join the Linux server if you need any further help, or yeah, that's probably better leaving. Yeah, probably come to the Linux server if you need help. You can leave a comment as well, I guess, but the server is better. And that was all. Thanks for watching. See you. This is Davo signing out. Davo 1776.